Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this evening's relaxation session. My name's Katie, and I'll be doing an hour's relaxation. That's going to include some meditation, some mindfulness in motion. And then that sort of longer visualization at the end. So I like to have a theme for these sessions generally. So I'm going to do a short introduction on that theme, which is sensitizing ourselves to the good stuff so we can sort of increase the joy and appreciation that we have sort of within us for life. There's going to be a little break about halfway through, so you can, change position if you want for the longer visualization at the end, or maybe get a drink or something. So yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to start by introducing this theme, and then we can do some mindfulness in motion, and I'll tell you more about that then. Okay, so let's get on to this theme. Whilst I do this, of course, by all means, setting yourself up, making sure you're comfortable, your body's supported. I tend to do my meditations and visualizations, and even the sort of movement stuff, I'm going to do it lying down. So by all means, follow suit, do the same. Yeah. Okay. So this evening's session, just prepared a little bit about it, so I'll just read that. So sensitizing ourselves to the good stuff. So this is the pleasurable, the pleasant, even the beautiful. And in so doing, we can create more authentic joy and appreciation, as well as creating more balance and stability in our lives. We're wired up with something called the negativity bias. I'm sure many of you sort of heard of that already, but I'm just going to explain very briefly what that is. So what we're doing here in this evening session. So yeah, we're wired up with something called the negativity bias. The long process of evolution over thousands of years has designed us to notice negative experiences more easily. So that's the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. So it's done this to keep us safe and to protect us from threat. In caveman days, the threats would be saber-toothed tigers. But in the modern day, threats can be anything from feeling like we've been slighted by someone if we smile at them and they don't smile back, or maybe a social media post where we don't get enough likes, or even if a friend doesn't get in touch for a while. All these things fuel our automatic propensity to view our world negatively and to put our nervous systems onto alert. So therefore, we need to consciously help ourselves rewire our brains towards more positive experiences. The pleasant, the pleasurable, and even the beautiful. There's already here within us. So we're not chasing after external things. We're literally just sensitizing ourselves to what's here with us now that's pleasant, pleasurable, and beautiful. So by doing this, we can create more balance in our nervous systems, so we feel less under attack, less hypervigilant, less fearful or anxious. We can build more calm and openness and responsiveness to life. So, yeah, let's set ourselves up then. Okay, so by all means, you can be sitting or leaning back on a sofa or reclining or lying completely flat on your bed or maybe on a yoga mat on the floor. Just making sure you're hydrated, you've got a drink. And we're just going to do some very gentle movements, and literally we'll use our hands. That's going to be it. We're not going to be doing big sort of, a big routine. Okay. Okay, so finding a position where you feel comfortable and supported. Okay, so I'm going to start, before we do the actual mindfulness in motion and these few little movements that I've devised for this evening, I'm just going to read a little poem because I think it speaks really beautifully about this idea of sensitizing ourselves and being gentle with ourselves so we can be sensitive and not having to sort of harden, sort of, sort of tough it through it, if you see what I mean. So yeah, let's read this poem. Here we go. Right. So this poem's called If You Would Grow, and it's by a poet called Daniel Mead. If you would grow to your best self, be patient, not demanding, accepting, not condemning, nurturing, not withholding, self-marveling, not belittling, gently guiding, not pushing and punishing. For you are more sensitive than you know. Mankind is as tough as war, yet delicate as flowers. We can endure agonies, but we can open fully only to warmth and light. And our need to grow is as fragile as a fragrance dispersed by storms of will, to return only when those storms are still. So accept, respect, and attend to your sensitivity. A flower cannot be opened with a hammer. Okay, so we're going to be exploring our hands. So we've got so many touch receptors in our fingertips. Maybe raising your hands, just having a little look, and I'm just going to talk you through a few suggestions. Okay, so got these touch receptors in the tips of our fingers. They're very, very sensitive. It's a part of our body, perhaps, that we take for granted very easily, and yet it's just they're so important to us. So let's just spend a little bit of time just talking of that appreciation, just looking at these hands of ours. So obviously all our hands are very, very different. So just looking at the backs of the hands, maybe first of all. So the skin on the hands. What does the skin on your hands look like? Just taking a moment. We'll just stick with the back initially. Okay. So now moving your attention maybe to your knuckles, the slight wrinkles everywhere your fingers bend, maybe bending your fingers. Just really observing that movement. Maybe bending the thumb as well. And just looking at the changes that actually happen in the hand. What changes happen in the back of your hand when you open and close your hand like this? I can notice the bones in the back of my hands. They become much more prominent when I sort of create a fist. Then they sink back down when I open my hands. Maybe moving your attention up to your nails now. How do your nails look this evening? What do the cuticles of your nails look like? What's the colour like underneath your nails? Mine's like a sort of delicate pinky white. I can see the little half moons at the base. So all we're doing here is we're just exploring. This is the essence of mindfulness. Is just stopping for a moment and literally just looking at something as if we're looking at it for the first time. So with fresh eyes. So maybe even rubbing the nails. What does the texture of your nails feel like? That sense of touch. What does it feel like to have your fingertips stroked by the other hand? Does it feel relaxing or soothing? Okay, so let's turn the hands around now. Have a look on the inside. What can we see here? So there's the palms with the lines. So really looking, examining your palms. Are they sort of the same? Are they like a mirror image of each other? Or are they very different? Maybe slightly cupping the hands, bringing them together. How does the skin change in your hand when you do that? Is there a change? Okay, so let's rest our hands on our chest now. Just see if this feels right for you, of course. If not, at any stage, just do your own thing. You don't have to follow my guidance at all. This is your time. But if it does work for you, just resting your hands on your chest, just to see if you can come in touch with your breath. So I'll just give you a few moments. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Maybe you can feel a gentle rise and fall of your chest. What's the rhythm of your breath like this evening? Mine's surprisingly slow and rhythmic. I'm finding it quite comforting, just feeling that gentle movement, that very subtle rise and fall of my chest. So breathing through your mouth or breathing through your nose. What do you notice here? Where you're breathing, how you're breathing. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the first mindfulness in motion movement. So I'll demonstrate first and then just watch, and then when you feel ready, it's pretty simple stuff. Feel free to join in if that feels right for you and you want to. Okay, so I'm just going to start with one hand initially. Let's put it so you can see it, hopefully, here on the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and open and close my hand to the rhythm of my breath. So on the in-breath, when my lungs expand, I'm going to open my hand. And then on the out-breath, as my lungs contract and rise back up, I'm going to bring my hand in, make a very gentle fist. So extending the fingers out on the in-breath, and then back in on the out-breath. So the hand gets smaller and the lungs, they contract and get smaller too. Then the hand opens, the lungs expand. Taking in the next breath.
Maybe bring in my second hand. So whatever works for you. See if you can get your hands to follow your breath. So this isn't like a sort of breath work, where we're trying to control the breath. We're just trying to see if we can find a rhythm, a synchronicity with this movement and with our breath, our natural breath. Take it as slow as we need to. There's no rush. There's definitely no right or wrong. And if you find this too hard to do, that's absolutely fine. Just pick your own rhythm and just follow that. I think it's so common for us to try even something as simple as this to feel that we need to succeed or get it right. And mindfulness is so not about that. It's just about observing, sort of playing and experimenting, bringing our attention into our bodies, out of our busy heads. Okay. So just stopping for a moment, just scanning your body. How does the rest of your body feel now? Now you've done a little bit of this mindfulness of motion. How does your torso feel? You're lying down, resting, your legs, your feet, your arms, just tuning into the sensations there. How do you feel emotionally? Is your mind chilled and calm? Not many thoughts, or is it racing? Whatever you find, that's absolutely fine. We're not trying to change anything. We're just trying to become aware of what's here for us now, each of us. Okay, so let's now we've checked out the rest of our body. Let's bring our hands together, just in that vein of experimentation and exploration. Let's just see how our skin feels on our hands, really tuning into that sensation. What does the skin feel like on your hand? Mine feels really, really surprisingly smooth and soft. Maybe feeling the backs of your hands. Do they feel different to your palms and the fronts of your fingers? Back of my hand definitely feels rougher. What does it feel like to actually stroke your own hand? Does that feel pleasurable? Is it soothing and comforting? Does it feel calming, maybe? I always find it fascinating that the body, even if we know it responds to touch, even if it's our own touch. So you can't tell that it's us doing it, if that makes sense. It has the same physical response, releasing those feel good hormones. Okay, so let's bring our hands together. Okay. Just resting the palms together like this, sort of prayer, like in a prayer position. Once again, we're just going to see very relaxed, so generous way. This isn't a workout. Just going to see if we can naturally let our hands sort of move together in time with our breath, with our lungs and our rib cage, that opening and closing. So opening out the hands. If you want to watch first of all, and when you've got the idea, join in. So opening out the hands. So on the in-breath, the hands are out and open and expansive, a bit like the rib cage. And then on the out-breath, coming together, fingertips, palms, thumbs, the whole of each hand against one another. And on the in-breath, opening out. Out-breath, coming back together as the lungs condense, the hands come back together. We could try a variation on this maybe. We could do an openness, a bit like a jellyfish hands. There we go. We could bring our fingers together like this, maybe. So that would be on the out breath. Then on the in breath, expansion. Contracting back in. The out breath. Opening out of the in breath. Condensing back down. The out breath. Soothing, calming rhythm. Really paying attention to the sensation, your breath in your body, your fingers touching one another. Temperature of your skin, stretch in the hand. Not worrying too much about getting it right, just enjoying the movement and being mindful about it. Okay, so now just bringing our hands back to our chest and just letting them rest here for a moment. Okay. So you can rest your hands perhaps on your body or either side of you if you're lying, resting in your lap if you're sitting. We're just going to go on a little treasure hunt just for the next 5 minutes. Just a little hunt, a little treasure hunt within our body, just to see if we can find any other sensations that might feel pleasant, pleasurable, comforting, soothing. So these can be really subtle sensations. So I'm noticing that my hands are touching, they rest on my body, that they feel soft. There's like a little gentle stroke on each breath that I take. So softness in the hands, maybe. Or maybe the weight of your body as it rests on the surface beneath, connecting down with the earth, feeling supported by the earth. What's that sensation of your body weight feel like? Grounding, stabilizing, or maybe not. Not trying to do anything, just tuning in to possibilities. Maybe the texture of your clothes against your skin, maybe that feels pleasant. Tuning into that meeting point where the clothes, the cloth meets your skin. Maybe you're struggling to find anything that feels pleasant. So if you are, just being generous about that. Mindfulness is all about being kind and compassionate to ourselves. So maybe just in being that way with yourself, that's a sort of pleasure, if you like. That's a kindness. Maybe just relaxing here without any sense of urgency or having to rush or feeling you need to do anything. This is a kind of pleasure in itself. Okay, so maybe just seeing, I just thought maybe we could just try a little experiment. We've got another couple of minutes before the break. Just maybe tuning into a sensation. So one experience within your body that you're having now. So for me, my hands feel really soft on this t-shirt. T-shirt feels really soft. So just finding something that feels nice, subtle, doesn't have to be major. And just really tuning into that sensation, really focusing on it. Allowing it to fill up your senses. Almost like magnifying it with your attention, if you like. So let's see if we can pick something. If your mind keeps flitting, saying that won't do, then just anything will do. Any sensation that feels even neutral, let's go with that. Let's just see if we can focus on it for 10 seconds or so. Allow it to absorb. The mind wanders, just bringing it back to that sensation, that place you've chosen. What we're doing here is, this is the sensitizing ourselves to the good stuff. So because we're wired up to be so aware and sensitive to the negative, our minds are busy all the time, alert, checking. By doing this sort of very simple exercise of just finding something that feels good and just focusing on it, that actually creates new neural connections in the brain. It creates more balance in our nervous system. So we more easily notice positive things. We more easily notice pleasurable things. We feel more in our bodies, less sort of panicky in our heads, if you like. Is there any warmth or softening in your body? Okay, so that little experiment's done. I hope you found that interesting. Maybe found something pleasurable to rest your attention on just for a few moments. Rewire that brain, neuron by neuron. So let's just have a very short break, just to have another sip of your drink. Maybe change position if you're feeling a bit stiff. Possibly put some cushions under your knees if you're lying, if you've got a lower back issue. And then we'll start the visualization.
I'm really noticing how nice this water is, having done that exercise. Really interesting. I wouldn't have noticed that before. Okay, so taking up your position, your posture, your chosen posture again, making sure you're warm enough. So just allow your body to really let go. Maybe those movements have helped you just tune in, just being here. Maybe taking a cleansing breath in, breathing out the tension in your body. So audibly sighing out that tension. Feel that relaxation beginning at the bottom of your feet. Let's take our attention to our feet. Perhaps it might feel like you're stepping into a warm bath. The sun is gently warming your feet. So really tuning into your feet. You might have a tingling sensation there. They might feel calm, they might feel loose, they might feel tight. However you find your feet this evening, that's just fine and that's just right. So let's imagine the relaxation is like a wave and it's spreading up our body. So now allow the relaxation to spread over your feet. So maybe you could imagine that you're stepping into a warm bath. It's that warm water just really soothing your feet. So the whole of your feet, either foot, really relaxes. And then allowing this warming sensation to gently move into your ankles. Warming, soothing, up into your calf muscles, flowing up through your lower legs, muscles becoming loose, heavy, relaxed, gently floating your awareness upwards now into your knee joints, letting them release. And moving your awareness up your body and allowing that sense of relaxation to spread now up into your upper legs. So you could always imagine that you're filling up with that warm water now. It's lapping up the insides of your legs, up into the thighs. Rising up now to your buttocks, your lower back. Warmth, relaxation. Kindliness, care, tenderness, all those qualities that help the body relax, let go. So allowing that relaxation to pour upwards now, up through the torso, through the middle back, like a wave up into your upper back, into your shoulders and your scapulae. Filling up both your shoulders now. Now letting your upper arms relax. Let the surface below take their full weight. No holding or pulling across the chest is necessary now. You can just let everything release.
if it wants to. So let that relaxation wash that down now through your arms, through your elbow joints, down through your lower arms and your wrists, the intricate wrist joints, seeping through the joints of your wrists into your hands, all the way through to your fingertips, feeling your palms releasing, the backs of your hands, each finger and thumb letting go. You might find you're doing a subtle clenching, just letting it go. Maybe introducing some movement. If that worked for you before, maybe try that again. So now allowing that relaxation to flow back up the shoulders, through now into the neck, up through the neck and the throat, the back of your head, seeping up round the back of your head, the globe of your head. Relaxation, serenity, peacefulness, ease. Letting it flow now into your mouth, your face, your cheeks, your nose, your eyes. Letting all those little areas all just receive that relaxation like a wave, a sort of gentle balm. Feeling your eyelids heavy and relaxed. Notice your eyebrows relaxing, your ears relaxing, your forehead. Let the relaxation spread further to the top of your head, all the way right up to the top of your scalp. Your entire body is now relaxed and calm. It's flowing throughout your body, the tip of your head, right down to your toes. Taking some calming and relaxing breaths, breathing in even more relaxation. Breathing out any remaining tension. Perhaps using the breath as a way of releasing any remaining tension. So imagine breathing in relaxation and then on the out breath, allowing any tension just to sort of release and float away out through the breath. Perhaps imagining that the air that you're breathing is cleansing your body, washing away any remaining tension. Soothing, restful relaxation. Okay, so now your body and your mind perhaps feel a little more relaxed and calm. I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself in a scene. I want you to imagine that you're walking outdoors. You're walking through trees. So there's oak trees, maybe a mixture, maybe beech, maybe ash. Their leaves are gently rustling in the slight breeze. The sun shines down warmly. You find that you're walking towards a clearing in the trees. As you come closer to the clearing, you see that it's actually a meadow. So you walk out of the trees into the meadow. In this meadow, the tall green grass blows gently. You're probably feeling a bit tired. It'd be so nice to sit down in this grass. You walk further into the meadow now, looking around. Can you imagine this meadow, your meadow, in your mind's eye? What does it look like? Perhaps it has a variety of wild grasses, each blade with its own unique array of seeds arranged on its stem. Perhaps they're all gently blowing in the breeze, swaying together in their own little dance. Maybe you can hear the comforting rustle of these slender grasses as they gently sway in unison all together. A gentle shushing sound that's both soothing and relaxing to your ear. You find a place to sit. Perhaps you might even lie down here in the grass, as you have a soft blanket with you that you can unroll. You feel the breeze caress your skin as you sit or lie. The sun is warm, it's just right, a pleasant day. It's quiet and peaceful, apart from the grasses maybe shushing in the breeze. How does it feel in your body just to be here? Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do or be. Let's just rest here. The peacefulness and the freedom, this meadow. So you open your eyes. You begin to notice more of the sights around you. There's a unique clarity to your vision. There's no wearing mind getting in the way to take you off on an endless train of thoughts. You find that you're simply here now, in communion with nature. You notice the lush green grass as well as the amazing mix of wild meadow grasses, clover, an array of beautiful flowers as well, all sprinkled around you. Large tall daisies with their round heads of yellow and pristine white. Wild poppies, a deep red, their papery petals bobbing about in the breeze, as if nodding their welcome to you, to rest here with them for a while and share this special moment. Wild forget-me-nots with their intricate detail of blue and yellow. Meadow buttercups, a rich golden yellow, reaching up to the open skies above. And wild cowslip gracefully rising above with florets of tiny white flowers. You watch with affection as a cute little ladybird with its tiny legs climbs up a tall blade of grass. When it reaches the top, it pauses for a moment, gently warming itself in the summer sun. And then it's suddenly gone, whizzing off and away to land on another tall blade of grass a bit further away. Now, if it feels right for you, imagine closing your eyes now and listening to all the varied sounds of this meadow. Your meadow. Perhaps you can hear the gentle and soothing swish of the lush grass the taller wild grasses, the gentle rustling of the leaves in the trees at the edge of the field. Each tree and its leaves has its own texture of sound. Some are deeper, some are lighter, all soothing and calming. Perhaps you might notice the different sounds of birdsong nearby in the meadow and further off in the distant trees. Blackbirds, song thrush, a lone cuckoo, and the tiny skylarks, imperceptible to the eye, warbling away in the sky up above. Allow yourself to rest back and soak it all in, all these soothing sounds. Be serenaded by nature's sweet symphony. You're comfortable, you're comforted, you're safe. How do you feel in your body now as these waves of soothing sound gently wash through you, supported and held by the earth beneath? Perhaps you can feel the sun, especially on your face. Imagine turning your face maybe up towards the sky, eyes closed, enjoying the warmth of the sun as it soothes your brows and gently warms your skin. You can feel the penetrating and soothing warmth comforting your eyes behind their lids. You feel deeply relaxed by this warmth. You can smell the grass, the wildflowers, the smell of the sun on the earth, the smell of the earth, purifying, cleansing, fresh, permeated with the many scents of this special meadow. You gaze around you again to see what else you can see, and you notice how the horizon follows the gentle contours of the surrounding hills, rolling away off into the distance. You look upwards at the brilliant blue sky, a few wispy clouds gently drift slowly by. It's so peaceful here, it's so calm. Truly British summer's day. You spy some swallows darting across the sky like tiny arrows whizzing here and there. You hear the gentle rush of wings as a small flock of starlings call to each other as they pass overhead. And maybe much higher up, you notice two tiny dots, a pair of hawks circling on the rising thermals, effortlessly gliding, elegantly twisting and turning, mesmerizing to watch. And then the distant call of one to the other, and the other one calling back. The meadow is lush and green, a haven for birds and animals as you watch a deer peers out through the trees. It emerges to graze at the edge of your meadow. The deer raises its head to look at you, gently sniffling the breeze, and then it turns, disappearing silently into the trees again. You rest and luxuriate in this peaceful, beautiful meadow, absorbing it all in, sensitizing yourself to it all. The warmth, the smells, the sounds, the relaxation. Feel your soft blanket beneath you, the sun and the breeze on your skin. Imagine all the details of this special place. Okay. So, I'm going to very slowly bring this visualization to an end now. So you're beginning to feel ready to leave this peaceful meadow and return to the present, to your room, in the here and the now. Very slowly you begin to refocus your body and your mind, coming into your familiar space, your room. You've had your eyes closed, perhaps opening your eyes, or if you want to just continue drifting, maybe even drifting off to sleep, and that's okay, and by all means doing so. But if you do want to wake up, then opening your eyes, just taking in all the light of the room, looking around your space, the shadows, familiar objects maybe, light, colours. And introducing a little bit of movement. Maybe you could do a little bit of the mindfulness of motion that we experimented with earlier. Gently opening and closing the hands or wiggling the fingers. Rotating the wrists, whatever works for you. Just coming back into your body. Maybe introducing some bigger stretches.
Okay, so we just like to finish these sessions just with like a final thought on the theme. And I suppose the point is that yes, you have this hour to relax, but you can also take some of the things that we do in these sessions, out into your life and make them work for you when you need them in your daily life. They're almost like skills, if you like. So for example, the mindfulness in motion. If movement works for you better than just keeping still, then just bringing in some natural movement. You find that you're on your head, just coming back into the body. The minute you're focusing on your body, perhaps movement might help you do that. Then the bandwidth isn't there to have the thoughts because the senses are filling that bandwidth, if that makes sense. So maybe just doing some gentle movement, really focusing on it, And if you want to synchronize it with your breath, that'll help bring your breath in and calm your breath. Maybe just some touch, maybe just stroking your hand, that can feel soothing and calming. Your face, cupping your face. We did that a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, so just a quick mention, like I did last time I was here, just about these sessions and that, these offerings from Ellie's Gift are free to you. So if you would like to make any donation, however small, that would be fantastic and much appreciated by Lucy and team. So you can do that with the Relax with Lucy website. There's a donate button there. Or in the email, if you received an email reminder to this evening's session, there's a donate link button in there as well. And that'll just enable Lucy to, keep these sessions going and just evolving, the whole Ellie's Gift project, if you like. She's got so many great ideas. All right, enough. So go well, everyone. And Angela will be with you this time next week. And I'll be back the week after. So take care.